I'm your East Lansing neighborhood reporter, Colin Jankowski. The East Lansing City Council voted Tuesday night to approve a modified deficit reduction plan, leaving off a proposed parks millage. Here's a look back at how we got here.
What other revenue sources can we pursue?
That's the question city leaders in East Lansing are trying to answer as they try to reduce a projected $3.1 million deficit for next year. City Manager Robert Bellman tells me the city considered multiple options to make up that deficit, like the new parks millage I told you about last week. Or they could choose to dip into the city's savings. But what do neighbors think about the idea? Tuesday, I asked them, if you were facing a budget issue in your house, would you consider picking up a second job or would you consider dipping into savings? Dan Putman said it would depend on the situation, but
I prefer the second job as opposed to dipping into savings.
When it comes to the city's choice, he says he understands the need for millages and why the city would choose to bring in more revenue rather than dip into its own savings.
You got to look at how much it costs you and what the benefit to the community is. It's almost always in the benefit of the community to shell out a little more. So I'm all for it, especially when we're talking about parks and rec and the things that build our communities. I think you gotta open up your pocketbook.
But I talked with a neighbor at an East Lansing park last week who says she can't take on higher costs. At the same time, she likes what the parks have to offer her family.
If, that doesn't get passed and prices are cut, then there probably wouldn't be as many updates to the parks as needed. And we definitely like all the nicer things that the park provides, but if there isn't the money to do that, then it probably wouldn't be as safe for our kids.
Now, like I said before, the East Lansing City Council did vote to leave the parks millage off of the reduction plan at this time, but did leave the door open to add it to the reduction plan at a later date. Now, I'll continue to follow this story as it develops. Here in East Lansing, I'm Colin Jankowski, Fox 47 News.